Excuse me. Good Tuesday evening to everyone. How are you? It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. I hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic time out there in internet land. Goodness knows I sure am. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. And if you heard that awesome intro music, not hearing me for a split second notwithstanding, be sure to say thank you to Tim Imholt. He was very helpful. He helped me troubleshoot that a little bit today. He sat out in the audience where you guys are and helped me test that out and get that working again. Because as we all know, if you touch your computer while OBS is installed, all your audio settings will be lost. But anyway, welcome back to the live stream, guys. It is Tuesday, and if you're not familiar with what we do on Tuesday, our voices break. Hey, Janie, you want to go to the dance? No. On Tuesday, we play first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which of course you would know that if you were here, but you hadn't already clicked the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications. So that is very helpful to me. It's helpful to the show. It helps get the word out, because what is it the engagement people say? We are currently shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm. You're not. Yes, so it is really super helpful if you would click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications. I would greatly appreciate that. And so let me tell you what we do on Tuesdays. We play first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. We play, you watch. We actually play first edition AD&D. We play first edition AD&D. And if you have any questions about it, about what we're doing, how we're doing it, the rules, anything that's going on screen at a given time, I want you to feel free to ask right over in the chat. I want you to just say, hey, I have a question, and I will do my darndest to answer it. Now, if I don't answer your question, someone else in the audience might answer your question. Or somebody playing the game might answer your question, or at least make me aware of it. Because, folks, I have the smartest and the best looking audience of all 5-night-a-week classic TTRPG live stream shows that are run on YouTube. And I will die on that hill. So I'm really looking forward to getting going tonight. But one thing I can tell you, this is actual play. We could get 5 minutes in and everybody's rolling up a new character, because that's just how things go. The dice fall where they may. The numbers you see on the screen, they're not fudged. Look, we don't do table reads. We don't do script writing sessions. We don't do pre-planned character arcs. And the easiest way to get your character killed off is to give me a painted miniature of it, which we actually do use those on the screen sometime. Table's a bit of a mess right now, but next week we will be hopping back in and using that excellent Dwarven Forge out there. So I'm really looking forward to it. Now, tonight's sponsor, we have a sponsor for tonight. Tonight's sponsor is me. That's right. As weird as that sounds, tonight's sponsor is the CROM, the Character Record Organization Manager. That's right. It is the best thing to happen to first edition since the invention of pen and paper. And yes, I will absolutely guarantee that. You can create characters. You can save them in HTML, save them in text, level them up, drain levels, dual class appropriately abilitied humans, run multi-class for demi-humans. You want to play a bard? You want to see if you've got psionics? You want to start a high-level magic user and have a pre-generated spell book for them? It's got it. You want to buy equipment? You want to buy a horse? You want to buy a holy symbol? All of that is cooked into this software. You can save and load your characters, exchange them with other folks who are using the Crom, and it can be yours for $25. That's right, $25 American, and you can get a copy of Crom. Drop me an email or a private message on social media, and I will hook you up. It is a sweet little program. I put a lot of work into it, and people are saying good things, so I'm pretty happy about it. So I would hope you might find some use in this and pick up a copy, because I think it's pretty neat. And that's our sponsor for tonight, me. So we got some questions before we get started here. Zachary Melvin, how am I doing, Zach? I'm doing good. You bought a 2E player's handbook and a DMG for $90. That's about $45 a piece. I think that regardless of edition, I think that's actually a pretty fair price for two TTRPG hardbacks. Assuming that they're not completely threadbare. The early 2E books were made of fall apart. So if they're in good shape, and I mean good usable shape, like pages aren't falling out, like you're not afraid to open it any further than that, lest it crumble into your lap. Yeah, I think $90 for a pair of TTRPG books is pretty good. I mean, I think a full set on of 1E books on drive-through is a little less expensive than that, but you're talking about originals from the 80s, so that's probably a good deal. That's probably a good deal. Robert Phillips wants to drain your levels. Let's see. That's right, Zark. There are no characters from Keep on the Borderlands. I believe they are all gone. Zark says he's sad for the party in the module after this one. You know what's supposed to. But yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. So the party will live to the next module. I'm just teasing you, Zark. I'm just teasing you. But anyway, one thing that I am pretty happy about, and I'm happy about a lot of things, guys. You know, I'm a very positive guy here. Oh, you know, I forgot to do this thing. There we go. Now we can see your comments up on screen. One thing I am pretty positive about, not last week, but week before last, of course, we had the GWOC, the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention. Aren't I just a whiz at acronyms? CROM, GWOC. I'm a genius. But anyway, I got to hang out with a dude for a little bit and actually play in a D&D. Yeah, I know. That's a shocker, right? Get your defibs handy and have them set to 120 volts. I actually got to play some D&D at the con, and the guy who ran it, you've seen him here in the chat, Gonzalo Lira's bar tab. He has actually joined our merry band of misfits for Tuesday evening, and I'm super duper excited about that. So he's going to be coming out here, and he's going to be hanging out and gaming with us. So yeah, you know, what is it? Skulls for the Skull Throne tonight. Gonzalo for the Gonzalo Throne, I guess. So he's going to be joining us in play tonight. Tomorrow night, I have it on pretty good authority that we will be rejoined by Mr. Kyle Schuant, and he has a little treat for us. Thursday night, I don't think we have a guest lined up Thursday night. So guess what? Dive back in to Temple of Elemental Evil deep dive. And then Friday night, we're getting back to Gamma World, and we've got somebody joining us for Gamma World too. Well, actually, he's already been here for a couple of sessions. but we'll talk about that at a later time. Hey, you know what? I've been flapping my gums for way too long now. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my lovely AKG headphones here. That's not sponsored. I just wouldn't hate it if I got free AKG gear. So I'm going to put my headphones on, and I'm going to introduce tonight's band of adventurers. These guys come from all around the internet, but the fact of the matter is that they're straight shooters, and I'm glad that they're all here. So first up tonight, I think we need to I need to undo that. We need to wait no further and introduce tonight. You've seen him around the chat. You probably played in some of his excellent games at the con. Everybody welcome, please, for his first turn here at the table. Welcome Gonzalo, and he is taking up the mantle of Paul. Gonzalo, good to see you, my friend.
Hey, Bill. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I just want to say that I am learning a lot about first edition that I didn't learn when I played it back in 1980 from you. So I appreciate it.
You are quite welcome. You are quite welcome, my friend. And of course, stepping up to bat next, batting a .315. He's a freshman out of Central Florida. And I should point out, this cat has a YouTube channel of his own that has got now, Gonzalo, you talk about wisdom. I could dole out to you about AD&D. This guy is turning it into a science, and he's got a YouTube channel here. It is Doom Swords or Doom's Words, depending on how you want to view it. It works both ways. Everybody, please welcome Doom Sword Deathmaster as Durek Donagard, the Paladin.
How's it going?
It is going well, my friend. It is going well. I'm going to have to turn off the on-screen chat so everybody can see everybody's smiling faces, but that's okay. Next up is a guy who he's just famous on his own from being here and playing in Gamma World on Friday night, but he is nonetheless an equally awesome guy. Everybody, please welcome Kevin back as our Magic User 6 Thief 7 Don Drexel. Kevin.
Hello, hello.
Good to see you, sir. I trust you've had a cromulent couple of weeks off.
Yes, I have.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah. From the game, not from work, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, I'm not authorized to dole out vacations to your places.
If you figure out how to do that, let me know, because I'm going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just just reach in your back pocket, unfold like a 32 fold piece of paper, and in the middle is printed out. Bill said I could do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, good idea. We'll see if it works.
We'll have to see if it works. And speaking of people, we have a guy here next up. He's got a YouTube channel. He will talk to you about physics, Dungeons and Dragons, pop culture, Disney, whatever takes his fancy. And it's going to be awesome. Not least of which because he has some pretty good guests on from time to time. You can find him here on YouTube at Timothy M. Holt. Everybody, welcome Timothy M. Holt as Elminar, the Magic User. Tim.
Hello, everybody. And it might be the worst YouTube channel you've ever heard of, but you have heard of it.
But you have heard of it. And last but absolutely not least, speaking of YouTube channels here that cover a variety of just really cool topics, our fifth and final player joining us tonight, you can find him at DN Disability, where you can see videos about tabletop RPGs, about dealing with disabilities, about history, and he is about to be in the game. Everybody, please welcome Thane Kyle as Holder, the non-fighting cleric.
Greetings, all. And yeah, I actually came out with a D&D related video for once. Check out my dice review if you haven't seen it. It's in my short.
I
Dive shot.
I will have to check that out because your videos are always entertaining. So last session, I should say, Last session, the party had forced their way into a torture chamber where goblins were playing their hideous trade against 3 unlucky souls. Unfortunately, all you could do was give them a bit of succor before they succumbed to the depredations of the goblins. Also, it was a fast thinking hold person spell that saved you from a couple of battling bugbears that came charging in from the rear flank. And now you find yourselves in this gloomy, large chamber. You have searched it. You have found a secret door. Actually, you have found a couple of secret doors. One of them leads down a winding natural tunnel into a large cavernous rift, and the other opens into a square room of roughly 10 feet by 10 feet dimensions. You've all kind of taken a fair few blows. I know you're all somewhat low on spells. So, gentlemen, I ask you, what are your intentions?
Do you believe, based on the hint our dungeon master just gave us, because there might be crazy things lurking around, we need to find a place to rest, recharge spells, and maybe heal a bit?
Yeah, I
Perhaps how
do.
injured are we all? How many spells do you have remaining from your god?
I have 2 level 1 spells remaining and 7 hit points.
I'm completely out of curative gas. I'm down about 15 hits, so I'm down about a third. A little more than that, actually, more like 2/5, I guess. Oof, I have a couple of hold persons left, and I still have my spiritual hammer and my silence and my prayer. I have a prayer left, and that's about it.
I have quite a few spells left. The only spell I've used so far is Magic Missile. So I have 2 level 3s, 2 level 2s, and 3 level 1s. Charm Person being one of those.
Can Paul listen at the secret door down to the underground level just to make sure he's not hearing anything coming up the stairs while the spellcasters bicker about their spells?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, go ahead and give me a D20 roll if you would. And they got you the die roller. Let's see. Oh, is it not popping up on screen there? Doesn't appear to be.
And if I might interject, Paul, as I recall, somebody fled down that southwestern or whatever, the one in the corner, which would have been on our right corner, fled down there, and we I think Don Drexel rigged that door to stay open because it was a spring shut door.
Yes.
And I had been standing there watching while we were trying to determine whether or not to go down in there before he alerts the whoever he's going to alert, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, but regardless of that, listening at that tunnel, you don't hear anything. Just the echoes of your companions as they move around the room, searching and so on and etc.
Well, I believe we have discussed this already. We can allow him to go down and alert whoever he likes, and we can allow the spring door to shut and hold up here for however long is necessary to rest and heal our wounds. My God has given me the power to provide curative magic to one of you. But that is about all I can do.
If I may interject, I might recommend that we choose to not rest in such a den of carnal misery and suffrage, and instead retreat to, say, one of the other closets and bar the way as we did previously.
Well, and we certainly could do that. Good, cleric. My concern at this point is that things are happening very quickly now. I suppose things will get much worse, much more quickly than we have expected. For one of the foes managed to escape. If we leave this room, who's to know what we will experience when we return?
If I recall, there was a couple of rooms that had single doors in the corners, the northeast and southwest corners, or northeast and northwest corners of the room. Is that correct, or am I just not remembering correctly?
In the northeast corner of the room, there was the bricked up, the oubliette where the rabid wolf had jumped out and attacked you. And you did find a secret door in the southwest corner of this large chamber. There were kennels for the wolves that came out and attacked you guys. But other than that, and of course, you do have the secret passage that the bugbears came out of. Or not the northern passage. I'm sorry, the secret passage, the northern passage that the bugbears had come out of. But that and the secret door in the southern end of the room are the only doorways in this chamber.
If we don't absolutely have to rest, I feel like we're just giving them a chance to regroup, and
that is my thought as well.
We might want to seize the initiative here.
Indeed, Paul. You have always been a stalwart companion. However, I would feel horrible if one of our other companions fell. But perhaps we can reconnoiter and stab at the heart of the evil as quickly as possible and at least get a lay of the land.
I would say down then.
I'll be behind you.
Yeah, there's still prayer and stuff that I can cast, so there's still plenty that I can do, but healing is entirely off the table. So.
And
okay.
If I'm not mistaken, Paul has a 1/3 of an extra healing potion left. Because an extra healing potion is like a 3-dose healing potion, right?
Yeah, you can do it in 3 doses. And yes, when I was running Paul as an NPC, he had used two of them. So he has one of those left.
Well,
he also has a potion of hill giant strength. In case you're not aware of that.
I don't see it on the character sheet, but let me search.
Look at the loot list, that link that's pinned. You'll see it on there because he was a henchman, so we didn't have control of a character sheet, so we just put in parentheses what he had. And I do not know if he has a magic weapon or whatnot, but he's typically fought in the front. And last session, he ended up taking a lot of damage, which I think we've healed up a good portion of.
The character sheet says 29 hits. I don't know if that's his normal amount of hits or not.
No, that's not. I'm sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
All hit points are temporary.
Yeah, but that is not the amount of hits. Actually, Paul is doing pretty good. Paul had I don't have the original sheet in front of me, but as I recall, Paul had 43 hits. So
all right.
I think you are currently at 29 hits.
Gotcha.
And I do have a couple of Cure Light Wounds potions for emergencies, but they really are for emergencies. So, I got... That's all. So.
I'm just giving you... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm down to 7, so as long as I'm behind people, we're relatively safe.
I just feel like here is not the best place. The torture chamber, they're going to come back here. I think we should at least move from the last place they saw us. We don't have to go far, but I'm not comfortable staying here.
Indeed. I do not want to lose ground only to have to gain it again in the future.
So, I mean, if you guys are okay with it, I'll lead the way, unless Doomsword likes to lead the way typically.
Well, typically what we do is Don Drexel scouts out ahead just outside of Torchlight, and Paul and Derek are in the front side by side, and then the others bring up the rear. Generally, I think Elminar in the middle, and Holder likes to be somewhere in the middle as well. I think. Correct
Perfect.
me if I'm wrong.
That's fine with me. I'm here, and as someone to support the mission. If that's what's been working, let's do it.
Yeah, that's what's been working. But of course, if you're obviously free to come up with something else too.
No. That sounds good.
So we're heading down where the escapee ran off, or we're going through one of the other secrets?
I would say down.
Okay.
Right, where the
right.
escapee ran off, because that's the door you had stuck open, and
Yes.
that I was standing at, making sure nobody was coming up there.
Does the door open into the stairwell? Is that how it works? It's a secret door, right? So it opens into the stairwell.
Well, it's not a stairwell. It's just a tunnel.
Sure.
It's just a tunnel
passage.
that goes back,
Yeah.
and it opens towards the party.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but it is a
and it
one-way
was
door.
gonna,
So
yeah, it was gonna spring shut, and then Don Drexel had to fix some mechanism to hold it open.
right. Well, Don Drexel's going to start heading down the passage, trying to stay about 30 feet ahead of the party. He's going to see if he can figure out if there's any, obvious traps that are on the way. But I'm not gonna search every 2 feet, if you know what I mean.
No, I understand. You are carefully searching for traps. I get you.
Yeah.
Okay. How many feet ahead of the party are you going there, Kevin?
30 feet if there isn't a corner, right? If there's a corner, I'll stop.
Okay.
So we can catch up with each other.
Alrighty. So going down this tunnel, it goes 30 feet and then it starts to curve to the right. You believe that's to the west. Following the curve for the last 10 feet, you can see that it then sharply turns in the other direction, now running southeast, do you think?
Okay. I'll head down to the corner just so I can still see the party, and
Okay.
I'll wait for them to get caught up, and then I'll go around the other corner.
Alrighty.
What are our current light sources, if you don't mind me asking?
I was just gonna ask. I think Paul had a torch.
I have a pot with light.
Right,
Yes.
right.
You cast continual light on the
More than one source of light is going to be useful here.
Now, in first edition AD&D, magic swords, of which they actually abound in the party, do give off a radius of light themselves.
Okay, well, I have a +1 longsword, so
Yeah, well, your +1 longsword is radiating light at, I believe, a 15-foot radius.
wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Long swords and daggers, possibly even short swords, but let me double check that. This is one of those things that
emanates.
This is not a for certain types of enemies thing, is it? It's just in general.
correct. It is in general, and it is. I know it's long swords and daggers. I can't remember if it is also short swords, which is kind of not an issue right now, but I do want to give you the correct listing. So let's see. Swords, psionics, bards, swords, light sources. Here we go. Here we go. Well, I said here we go. Like it was just gonna pop up. And it hasn't yet. Okay. Movement rate. All right, finally. Magic dagger, 10-foot radius, magic short sword, 15-foot radius, magic long sword, 20-foot radius.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're basically getting a lantern's light almost out of your magic longswords. Now, for demi-humans, those do spoil
Right.
infravision.
Just one more quick thing on that is drawing my weapon. Do I have to spend a combat action doing that, or do I get to just draw my weapon when?
No, you just draw your weapon.
Perfect. So I can have it sheathed to hide that glow if I want.
Correct. It only glows when it's held aloft.
Okay.
So, all right. So, Kevin, Don Drexel has arrived at the corner. You are not surprised as you approach the corner by the sound of snuffling and chittering coming from just around the corner. Sounds like rats, like a lot of rats. You are not surprised by this, but they are really, really close. Since you're up there all by your lonesome out on the pointy end of the stick, Kevin, what is Don Drexel going to do?
Well, yeah, I'm going to. I mean, apparently they already know I'm there, right? So.
Well, you were moving silently, correct?
I was, yeah.
Or trying to anyway. And what is your move, silent?
Let's see. Next page.
100.
Yeah, 100%.
He's perfect.
It's 60.
60. Okay. You're not sure if your soft boot heel scrubbed on some gravel, but the chittering abates for a minute, and then it rises to a fever pitch, and you can now see horrible black and brown, oily, furred rats start like scurrying up the wall. There's basically a wave of them coming towards you. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay. Am I rolling it?
Yes, you're gonna go ahead and roll it. I got a 1, so you know.
Oh, I think we can tie that.
I got a 6.
Okay, yeah. When danger reared its ugly head, Don Drexel turned and fled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you retreat to the part. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How far does the hallway go where the rats are coming?
Had you gone all the way around to where you could see the cavern?
Well, I didn't want to get out of view of the party, so I was going as far as I could go without being able to see them.
Right, but I meant before, when you guys first discovered this tunnel, had you gone down there?
Yes.
Okay, you know that around that corner to the cliffs, or to the rift's edge, is about. Oh, it's like a good 25 feet.
Okay, yeah, it's not far enough. I'm going to try to back away so I don't get...
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got the initiative. You can move all the way back to the party.
Yeah.
The rats are following up. The rest of you...
If they don't know there are rats, I'll let them know there are rats.
Well, they're aware of it pretty soon because the rats are hot on your heels. Hello, party at Ground Zero. I love your user handle, and that's a nice deep cut, the Willard reference. I like that. Okay, so there's a good number of these rats, over a dozen, chittering and snuffling and hungrily looking at the party, scuttling forward. So
they appear giant.
I mean, they're the size of Pomeranians. That's not like a small rat size. So, yeah, they're the giant rat variety, not the Rattus norvegicus size. These are rats.
They are less annoying than a Pomeranian, though.
They're New York City rats, not rodents of unusual size.
They're a little bit closer to rodents of unusual size than they are New York City rats. But, so yeah, you've got a bunch of them rushing in. Paul, Paul. Gonzalo, what is Paul doing?
Well, does it look like Don Drexel is going to be able to make it back to us?
He has already made it back
Okay.
to you. Just
All
the
right.
rats are also making it back to you.
All right. So is Doomsword next to me?
Yes, that
So
is
we
your
have-
marching
do-
order, and you have not said that you've changed.
Do we have
anything.
do we have effectively a wall protecting the rest of the party, or can I think the rats can get by us?
The rats can go up the walls in between your
Okay.
feet, so
All right, I'm just gonna stay where I am. If I can hold action and then attack when they get to me, I'll do that. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'll take my attack. I'll just go attack if I can't do that.
okay. Well, the way it'll work is basically Don Drexel spent all of his round moving back to the party, refusing the line, and the rats have spent all of their movement moving to contact.
Okay, so they're right up to us.
Yeah, we will
Okay.
we will be doing. We're basically getting declarations for the next round.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll attack.
How about Durek?
Yeah, same thing. I'm holding my position, waiting for them to come, upon which time I shall slay them.
All right.
One thing that Gonzalo, you may not know is that if they're less than 1 hit dice and you're a fighter, you get more than 1 attack.
I do know that. I just didn't know if these things are under 1 hit dice or not.
Usually they are, but we don't know in this case.
Right.
Maybe.
How many of them are there?
That's a good question, Tim.
400.
Over a dozen. I'll tell you that there's over a dozen of them.
Okay.
All right. So Don Drexel, you've moved back and refused the line. Tim, what about Elminar?
I'm gonna magic missile, but I'm gonna magic missile 3 individual rats.
Okay. Perfectly cromulent choice. And how about Holder?
Okay, so I'm not going to do anything. I may as well save my magic.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's go ahead and start the initiative off. And for his first official die roll, as a member of the Delver's Dungeon Tuesday Night Adventuring crew, Gonzalo, would you please roll initiative? That is a D6.
I'm going to try. It didn't see my other die roll, but we'll give it a shot.
There it is.
And the party carried the day. The party got a 5. We are going to open up. Paul, so you are 5th level. These are sub-hit die creatures. You are going to get a number of attacks equal to your level. So you may make 5 attacks on them.
Who's making the attacks?
That's you.
Me. Okay.
Yeah, you. Sorry. I thought you were getting your dice together.
No.
So that's 5d20, please.
We went over this in the script. This was a dramatic pause. 5d20, right? Okay. Here we go.
All right. I see 1, 2. With your strength bonus, actually the 8s are also hits. So you hit 4 of the rats. And I think with your strength bonus, you can't not kill them. That's basically 5 hits and 5 deaths. Doom's roll for Durek, please. And for you, it's going to be 6 attacks.
That's a miss.
All right.
The second is a hit.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
A hit. Fourth is our ace. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
and fifth. Miss.
All right. So that was that was all 6 of yours?
Oh, that was fifth. Sorry.
Oh, that was 5th. Okay.
All right, so 3 hits, 3 misses.
3 hits, 3 misses. So your sword is +1. So that's 1 dead. That's 2 dead. That's 3 dead.
And that's it for me.
And that's it. Okay. So 7 of the rats die as they rush in. Tim, go ahead and blast your magic missiles at 3 of them.
4, a 1, and a 1. So a 5, a 2, and a 2.
A 5, a 2, and a 2 is sufficient to kill another trio of them. So that's 3 and 4, 3, 4, 5. So that's a dozen of them. There are not many of these rats left. The ones that still are lunging forward. Kevin, is Don Drexel going to swing on one of the ones that is still lunging at you guys?
Yeah, if I can, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right.
They were pouring up the walls.
Okay.
Hey, Lightmane, we are playing Dungeon Module A2, Secret of the Slaver's Stockade.
Let's see, that's +3. 19 to hit.
Yeah, and your scimitar is +2, correct?
It's +2, so minimum
Yeah, you
damage
kill
is
it.
3.
Yeah, you kill it. So there are 5. You can now clearly make out scurrying around the corpses of their brothers, avoiding them all. There are 5. So we're gonna do couple on Gonzalo, and you are close enough that yeah, well, it doesn't matter anyway. They nibble at your boots. No dice. Couple on Dooms. Yeah, 69. That is still a nice roll. And this last one we will depose towards Don Drexel. 16 becomes a 14. And what is AC 1? I don't think even a 14 for a sub hit die critter is really going to get AC 1. I'm going to look because I've been wrong before. Well, I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. So here we go. You're getting the bonus of being near a lawful good paladin. Yeah, no, that doesn't even a little bit. So there are how many did I say? 6 of them left?
There were 5.
5 of them left. Okay. I'm guessing you guys are gonna create rat tarts out of them. So let's roll initiative. Unless anyone's got anything else they're doing. Tim, are you spending another magic missile, or are you going to let your fighting men dispose of them?
No, I'm going to let the meat shields take care of this one.
All righty, let's go ahead and roll initiative, and we are on to Dooms. Dooms initiative.
Hey.
All right. The rats won initiative, so squeakity squeakin'. That's a miss and a miss on Durek. Squeakity squeakin'. That is a pair of misses on Paul. And squeakin'. That is a miss on Don Drexel. Gentlemen, your aircraft. We will start with Paul. Gonzalo, can we have a little rat sling music, Paul? Sure, Dave. It's crazy. I think I just dated myself terribly. 7 with your let's see, with your strength bonus. You're a fighter, and you have a +1 longsword. So let's see, it's 7, 8, 9, 10. That will actually hit.
Oh.
And you will destroy it. So roll your next. And that is a hit, and that is a kill. There are 3 of them left.
I can go after all 5, right?
Yeah. Actually, you can. You don't have to wait.
Roll the other 3.
So 2 more hits, 2 more die. There's 1 left. Dooms, you can take 5 attacks on the 1 remaining rat. Or 6, sorry, 6 attacks.
6, yeah. I shouldn't.
That's a hit, and you kill it. So, oh yeah, with prejudice.
Don't come
With
back now, you
prejudice.
hear?
So yeah, these rats are finito.
Good job, Don Drexel.
Well, glad I made it back.
Well done, and well done, Paul, as usual. Well done to the rest as well.
Alrighty, so that's the end of it. All right. And of course, it is my prerogative as GM to see if anything heard you guys killing the rats. Did it? No, nothing comes looking. And so with that done, the rats
We're too high
disposed
level
of.
for us to have an encounter with Tiamat and Venger together, right?
yeah, that's only for like first and second level characters, as Dungeon Master taught us in the cartoon. So heading around the corner, you can see that it widens out onto the ledge. Those of you that have seen this before, those of you that have been down this way before, let me describe the scene before you. Here, a natural passage is formed out of the rock, rough and winding. The walls are slick with condensation, and the air is warm. The passage slopes downwards and ends on a ledge 30 feet above the floor of a large cavern covered with stalagmites. Across the chasm, 30 feet away, is another ledge with an opening leading out of the cavern. Between the two ledges are a series of rocky pinnacles rising up almost level with the ledges. The top of each pinnacle is fairly flat and large enough for one person to stand on. There are five pinnacles between the two ledges. The dome ceiling overhead of the cavern rises 20 feet above you. There comes a hissing from below, and the room fills with steam, obscuring all vision.
All right.
So there has been that hiss of steam.
Can you say the thing about the part in the middle again?
The thing about the part in the middle. You sound like a student who fell asleep during a lecture.
Well, that box text, you know how that goes.
A fish called Wanda as the auto.
Do you know how many times I'll ask my students a question in class and they'll ask me to repeat the question because they weren't listening? If I had $1 for every time that happened in class, I'd probably walk away $50 richer each day.
And then you could super chat me.
I just wasn't quite clear on the construction of what we were seeing in here. The steam and all that, I get it, but
Same here.
There's like 5 pillars between the two ledges.
With
The
tops that are parallel to the ledges.
More or less parallel, but they are perfectly flat. That's what you see before the steam hisses up and completely obscures the room.
So,
right. So these are in the middle, flat topped. So the inclination would be to hop across each one like a platform.
How far apart are
to get
they?
to the other.
Let's see.
I don't know, but I know what fixes everything is a giant kaboom.
I'll fireball the room. That'll make us able to cross it.
As often as that, I understand why you go to that. It solves a lot of problems. I'm just not sure it's going to solve this one.
So you think that they're close enough that a stride would take you from one to the other?
How far up was it? The top of the ledge to it's 30 feet down?
Yeah, it's 30 feet to the floor.
And above us?
The ceiling above you think it was about 20 feet before the steam filled the chamber. And
are there any structures up there, stalactites or anything else?
You didn't see any.
Okay.
Yeah, or norkers. Or...
Do we have anything that we can see through this mist?
No, the mist is entirely obscuring now. You can just make out the first stalagmite. And yeah, it's a good stride away from the ledge, and then it's, you know, like as big as a flagstone. This is a kind of game that you used to play in the village square when you grew up as a child, stepping from one to the other, except there wasn't a rocky floor with smaller pointy stalagmites waiting for you if you messed up.
There was no other way. What was the creature that got away down here?
It was a goblin.
There was no other way for the goblin to go but this way, correct?
Presumably so.
Anybody speak goblin?
Yeah, I do.
Could we try to see if there's goblins on the other side, trick them into speaking out?
Sure, I can try to do that.
Maybe tell them, hey, we need help with these bodies over here, or something that might get one of them to come across.
Yeah, I'll call out and state that we defeated the adventurers and we have some treasure, but we can't carry it. It's too heavy.
Nice.
Roll percentile dice if you would, please.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the right order. 47.
Apparently something in the cave doesn't think much of your joke because it's hissing at you. And then it occurs to you it's just the steam. But anyway, yeah, no, there's no response.
Okay. Anybody got some carpet they need cleaned? Yeah, this is, God, it's insane. But I'm going to try to jump over from the ledge to the first.
We should tie a rope around you first, at least for the first ones.
Okay.
We should put a rope around you, and
I have a silk rope, and I have a grappling hook too. So, worst case.
Yeah.
Things can happen.
Let's just use the rope and tie it around you, and at least, you know, for the first ones or however long we can do it, keep it tied. There may come a point where you have to just carry on and wrap it around you or something, but.
And indeed, if you make it to the other side and find a place for purchase of the grappling hook, leave the rope secured for the remainder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree. And,
all right.
That's what we'll do. So
Kevin,
what I gotta roll to not fall?
Roll a d20. We are looking for your dex or less.
Okay, my dex is 16.
Don Dexel.
I got a 10, so I made it.
You make it to the first one. You land very firmly, absorb the shock with your knees. All right. You are now, you guys see him just disappear into the mist. If it wasn't for the rope, it could be that he stepped literally into the astral plane. Kevin, you can just see the next one ahead of you. I presume you're leaping to it.
We're letting out the rope to make sure he has enough play to make it.
Probably a wise idea. I'm going to jump. Yank.
Drink that potion of hill giant strength and reel him back in.
I can't see down far enough to see the floor.
Correct.
Okay. I'm just going to look around and see if I see any, glowing stuff via my infravision before I try the next jump.
The heat has completely wrecked your infravision.
Okay. So it's
like trying to look into the sun.
Steam. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, damn. I'll close my inner eyelids like an amphibian. All right. I'm gonna make sure my shoes and the ledge I'm standing on, the platform I'm standing on, aren't slick by just wiping them off, even if I have to do it on my cloak, and then I'll try the next.
Alrighty, give me another D20 roll.
This is only a matter of time before I fail. Well, not this time though. 11.
All right. Hop, skip, and a jump.
Do
You're
the
to
same
the next
thing.
one.
Quick look around, clean off my feet, clean off the ledge, and then
all right.
Next.
Let's do it again.
7.
Yep. You stick that landing, Avengers style. So that was 3, correct?
Yes.
Give me another one.
I'll yell back in Goblin, man, this treasure's heavy, and just so they can hear that I'm still okay.
No time to talk. Throw me the idol. I throw you the whip.
There it is, 17.
All
I
right.
don't know. Do I get a bonus for my ring of protection or cloak?
Well, I mean, they add to your saving throw.
Okay, so I have a plus. Well, I got +4 then because I got a cloak.
Okay,
plus
I'm
3
gonna give it your ring.
Is +1.
Point
Well,
of
it's not really a saving throw, is it? Though.
Yeah,
You're
I was just gonna
it's just
ask.
a dex check. It's not really a saving throw. Kevin, this is going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to hurt me.
Okay.
And it's not going to hurt me at all. So you hit the stalactite edge with your boot. You're trying to lean forward and get your weight on, but you slip and you're headed towards the floor below. So that is 11 points of damage you take on impact with the floor.
Yep.
You guys all feel like it's like the scene in Jaws, you know, when the shark starts to run, the rope, and you hear kind of a sickening crunch from down below. To quote the great warrior poet, but wait, that's not all.
It might be.
Well, we have Crom now.
Okay. So you do not land on another stalagmite.
Okay.
So you are lying on a very wet, painful, rocky floor. There's steam and pain everywhere. Did I mention there's pain? Because there's pain.
There's not much pain. I'm at -1.
Oh my. Okay.
So, there's not much pain. I'm unconscious.
So, I'll yell out, Don Drexel! Don Drexel! We don't hear anything.
Last,
I answer,
believe
but
he has
it's just
fallen.
ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear the faint chirping of birds. You're not sure what that's all about.
All right.
We must quickly retrieve the rope, grapple it to this end, and I'll climb down and see what I can do. Either that or the cleric.
I mean, at least one of us should head down first. I don't know if we want to send we don't know what's going on down there, so but maybe you and the cleric, and the rest of us will wait here. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I am not dexterous. I will not be going.
Okay, well, we're just going to climb down the rope. So is there anywhere, say, Bill, that we could wrap the rope around, hook the grappling hook around the rope on this side so that it's secure as I climb down? Because I'm pretty heavy with that armor and whatnot.
Yeah, Gonzalo.
Yeah.
Or Paul, rather. Paul.
So Paul has to hold it, so we can't both go down.
Yeah, he's like
Right.
What did I say? You were 1842 on your strength?
1897.
Yeah. Oh, 1897. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you just like hold one brawny thewed arm out with a rope in your hand. Make it quick. Go find him.
And
hold tight, Paul.
let us know. You know, we may want to just go across along the floor.
Indeed, we will never make it across if Don Drexel the Dexterous could not.
Right.
I will yell up immediately as I touch the floor.
Okay. It is the fog, the steam here is of equal thickness as it is elsewhere. By the way, it's been about a turn since you guys got in here. So you're basically kind of following the stalagmites as you go. You almost literally trip over the bloodied, unconscious form of Don Drexel there on the floor before you. His hand lies in a pool of near scalding water. He just missed, just landed between two stalagmites that are as sharp as Ransour points. But fortunately, they did
He's
not
down
puncture
here,
him.
and he's hurt. I will tend to him. This seems a safe place to be.
Should we come down?
If you can make it safely. However, we will need that rope to get up the other side. The rope and the grapple.
I guess now would be a chance to use that lay on hands there, Derek, before he dies. He is at -3.
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay. All right. So you're hitting him with 12 points of curing. Kevin, what will that bring Don Drexel back to?
Puts me back at 10. I'm
Puts
sorry.
you back
No, 9.
9. Okay. Okay. Fortunately, it is not that long before you regain consciousness. And at that point, the mist, the steam is starting to clear. Now that the hissing has abated, you can hear kind of a constant simmering and bubbling sound from off to your left, perhaps, as you look in the direction you wanted to go across the cavern. So if you're going south, this would have been on the east end of this cavern. But yeah, Kevin, you slowly come out of your comatose state. And during that time when you're unconscious, after you've had the lay on hands, nothing comes looking for you guys up on the ledge or down in the trough.
I will assert that I do think no enemies are going to come this way to chase us down, so to speak. So we may want to go back to one of those larger closets and hole up in there. I don't think some large force could get through this way.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
If he falls like that again, he will be no more.
Well,
I'm
gonna climb up the other side. We're just gonna go down and up.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
make sure you bring the rope and the grapple if you can.
Yeah, well,
unless
so
somebody has a grapple.
I'm gonna have to hold it so that Elminar and Holder can get down, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I'm going to have to try to jump across. I mean, other than that, the only other thing I can think to do is try to lower myself down and hold on with my hands and make the drop not as bad as it might be if I jumped across.
Right, you'd reduce the drop length or the drop distance.
And also,
yeah,
I don't want to. If I do that, if I lower myself down while Elminar and Holder are below, they can sort of tell me where to drop, so I won't hit one of the spikes.
Right.
Mm.
So that seems the thing to do to me.
I can think of nothing better.
Is there a way we can get the grapple to take purchase up there, Bill?
So the ledges on either side are actually fairly crumbly.
Okay.
Now, one thing that you did note, there were let me see, let me make sure I describe this properly. Just making sure I'm getting the okay. So with a bit of pluck and Paul's strength, you're all able to pull yourselves up to the ledge on the other side. It does take you a while. It does take you a good while, and it's really the grappling hook that's doing most of the work. Kevin, you are going to tear something open if you try thiefly. Hey, I can just climb this wall myself. All the stuff.
Okay.
So are you guys retreating back towards the warehouses, or are you pressing ahead?
Pressing ahead,
No,
I would say.
Yeah. No, there's no retreat. Not after what we've been through and what this could mean.
Already.
I'll do it by myself.
No, so I don't take any damage. I'm able to get down without hurting myself.
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct.
Thank you.
And we have the rope and the grappling hook, and we're able to affix that
And get
Yeah.
up on the other side.
to the crumbly side.
Yeah.
Although it might be a bit of a struggle. Okay.
Gotcha. All right. Here is where, I mean, well, I guess I should see what the area looks like first before I say this, but I kind of think here is where we want to rest.
Well, we are in the bottom, indeed.
Oh, no, I thought we were already up the other side.
Okay, so have we done that? Have we actually
Yes,
gone up the
yes.
other side?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've gone up the other side. And what does that area look like?
It is kind of like the cliff area that you just left. A natural tunnel that goes sharply to the west, you think, looks to be about 30 feet. And as you are getting poor Don Drexel up very gingerly, there's a roiling sound and a hissing sound. And once again, the cavern begins to fill very quickly with steam. It's not scalding or injuring anyone, but you do, you do have your vision obscured, and it seems to cling specifically to the cavernous area itself. The stones cool off precipitously as you get away from the opening, and that tunnel goes west approximately 30 feet and then turns due south.
Perhaps we should have rested at the floor of the chasm.
I'm
this the only exit? I apologize.
No, you're good.
Is that the only exit, Bill, that we can see?
Yes, the tunnel.
My concern with the bottom was that something else might come through there.
Right.
And that steam.
Yeah.
I was taking damage from the steam. So.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Right.
I was dead when it was happening, or I was unconscious. But yes.
I think that was just normal losing one around for being at minus, wasn't it? Or was that steam damage?
Well, I think there was only one round, right? And he went from -1 to -3.
Okay.
So
He was bleeding out. Let me be very clear about that.
I'm not too crazy about the idea of resting someplace where we are blinded regularly, because when a monster does come by, or if they do come by, their chance for surprise is going to go up significantly.
I mean,
so I don't like the idea of being here. If we're going to camp in a hallway, 30 feet down this hallway away from the steam is as good a place as any, you know?
Okay.
Perhaps, but in that case, perhaps we should go just a bit further.
I agree.
And see if we can find a proper resting spot.
We've committed to moving forward, and now we're committed to moving forward.
Yes, however, the reason for me making that point is you may need to steel yourselves against battle. I suppose we'll proceed if that's good with Paul.
Yeah, we can still. We shouldn't go any further than one other way, so that we know that only this lies behind us, and that we have this as a possible retreat if we have to.
100%, 100%. Hopefully, we make it to a room, and we can stay in that room that just has one entryway. Right? We don't want to allow ourselves to be flanked during
That's
rest.
the goal.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Don Drexel, are you going to take the lead again, or do you want to hang back since you're hurt?
No, I'll take the lead because I have the best chance of a surprise.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
surprise 4 and 6 if if stupid
Yeah.
stuff isn't happening. So
Hey, what do you see?
exactly.
Okay, so the tunnel continues on. The tunnel continues on, as I said, another 30 feet and turns sharply south. And that turn, there's almost an invisible barrier that's stopping even the faint traces of mist from going any further. It's warm, but not as warm as it was in the cavern here. In fact, it feels kind of refreshingly cooler compared to your journey across the floor of the cavern. Continuing to the south, it only goes about 15 feet, and then it turns sharply back to the east, where it goes 30 feet, turns slightly southeast, and then you've got a spur that opens into a larger cave directly to the east, even though the tunnel is basically doing this, and it's kind of where it starts to do this, that you've got the spur off to the east.
Okay. So can I look around that spur to see if I see anything in the cavern?
Yes. So this is about 20 feet by 15 feet. And this is obviously used for something because this small natural chamber contains several open half casks and tons on wooden platforms. The air here is warm and damp. On one of the wooden tables, there is a large bolt of cheesecloth.
Okay.
And there's a stinky smell in here. It smells like it smells like dirty clothes or the insides of boots.
That's real sweaty color. I'm gonna look around, look up, down, just to see if I see anything that my infravision will pull out. If not, then I'll let the guys know that it looks like another stock room.
Yeah.
Is there an exit?
No, there's just the one way in.
Okay. Well, this is as good a place to rest, I guess, as any.
There's no door there, right? This is like a cave arch or something, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's just it's
Perfect.
like a 8-foot wide opening. 2 men could hold the passage here.
Yes, I think this is the place, as bad as it smells.
It is our best option.
I'll take the door while everybody else gets set up and listen and keep guard at the archway.
Right.
Okay,
I usually take the final watch so I can pray in the morning and whatnot. And I think Paul has been taking the first watch.
That's fine. Yeah, that works perfectly.
We've got to worry about the spellcasters and how much time they need to rest uninterrupted. So they kind of dictate some of that as well.
Yeah. Don Drexel, since you're the lowest of us at this point, I think. Here, I'm going to go ahead and while we rest here, I'll give you one of my last potions of Cure Light Wounds.
Okay.
All right.
So you need it more than the magic user does.
Potion of healing is 2d4 plus 1.
All right. Am I rolling it? Okay.
Yeah, if you can go ahead and roll it. You're drinking.
All right.
Come on, man.
Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. Well,
3
it's
points.
3. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's 3 points you didn't have before.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you were knocked out, you were comatose, you were dying, so
Yeah.
You're pretty hurt, mister. You better have some Wheaties.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I have to make sure I don't eat any Captain Crunch and kill myself. All right. Yeah.
You're
Thank
gonna
you.
need more than that, right?
All right. Anybody searching the room? As I said, there's a bolt of cheesecloth. There's the aforementioned tons.
I want to search it for secrets, just because it's a dead end and that bugs me.
Okay. I got to figure out where is some place there's got to be a way to move that that screen overlay for everyone's chat. I want to have it on screen, but I don't want to have Tim and Thane covered up. All right. Let's see. Oh,
You
that's
could
not the
put it
window.
next to us, couldn't you, Bill? Like between you and us?
I don't know if I can move the element. I'll have to mess with layout, and Lord knows with all the technical problems the show has, folks, I'm not screwing around with stuff live.
Yeah, and I
Doing
think,
it live.
If I remember correctly, it's been a while, but I think you can change the StreamYard layout, and then that might put your player avatars over on the left, and then it would no longer be covered, right?
Will that do? No. that,
Yeah, but can you
that
put
makes
you on
that
the
makes
right?
me tiny also. Ah,
We're doing it live.
there we go. See, I told you I shouldn't touch stuff. Okay. So you search around, you do not find any secret doors. However, you can look in the open casks. It's kind of hard to avoid. They have a thick soup of cheese curds in them and yellow fungus. I want to point out, not yellow mold. It is not the little
Slightly different.
golden colored death cap mushrooms waiting for you to touch them so I can laugh.
If given
No,
the
but just making
opportunity,
sure.
everybody might want to take off a little bit of your armor, just air yourself out a little bit. We're probably soaked from that steam, and now we're near fungus. I'm just saying we want to have a little mind to not catching disease while we're here.
There's a fungus among you.
Athlete's foot. Here we come.
I think you get like
Gangrene.
athlete's body under these circumstances.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Tim, Elminar, your robes are, if you want to know how Elminar feels, go get your thickest, plushest bathrobe, run it through the washing machine on warm, and then take it out and put it on, but don't put it in the dryer.
Fun fact, I am actually wearing a robe and slippers right now.
Excellent.
I'm not sure I needed to know that.
So Gonzalo, you need to go to the shower.
Yeah, I am sure you did need to know it.
But do you have a fez and a briar pipe?
I'm not wearing them, but I do have a fez.
Oh my God! Because of course you do. All right, so you guys are in what is obviously a cheese curing chamber. Nothing is ready right now. How long are y'all going to rest?
How long until the cheese is ready?
Tim's Elminar's like, hold up now. These goblins not necessarily all bad.
It's likely Limburger, Tim,
Based
on the smell.
I mean, this has got to be humans, right? I mean, do goblins make cheese?
They have the ability to make cheese. They have the ability to domesticate animals, etc. They just,
Oh, who says they need animals?
Trust me, friend. There are more foes than goblins in these warrens.
Well, I think we should rest until everybody says they're comfortable with moving on, and I'm fine with that.
Yes, indeed. We generally wait on the wizards for such things. Wizards, how long will it take you to be ready? For a paladin, Foltest is always ready, and Paul, as a loyal disciple, is as well.
I only need to recover magic missile, so for
Of
me
course
it's an
you
hour
do.
and 15 minutes.
I need
Kevin?
6 hours.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, real quick. You, my friend, were at death's door. You can scout ahead and look for traps, but you're not going to be casting spells or engaging in melee for a while.
Oh, no, I'm saying for recovering spells. I'm not casting anything.
Yeah.
Previously
No.
casted
Okay.
magic missile. And
Okay.
that's the only one I'd have to recover.
Yeah,
All right.
because you're going to need multiple days before you can do anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
He's the Camp Krusty the Clown. He's not going to do anything or move very much.
I am too chilly, Willy.
All right, so nothing untowards happens in the first couple of turns. And again, nothing untowards there. And nothing there. So the first hour passes uneventfully. Fortunately for you guys.
So, are we hearing any sounds coming from anywhere?
I mean, there's the maybe faint hissing sound of the steam room.
Gotcha.
Oh, steam.
No
but,
marching feet anywhere or anything like
no,
that?
No.
Okay.
All right, nothing there. This is the second hour beginning, by the way. Nothing there.
Should I understand what you're rolling here, or?
I am rolling wandering monster checks.
And that happens how often?
Once a turn.
Every
It
10
depends on
minutes
the
we
dungeon.
rest.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's
Depends on
been
the dungeon.
it's been 2 hours and nothing has accosted
No,
you
yeah,
guys.
I'm totally. But I didn't realize it was so often.
Is that is the 2 hours that you guys have gotten to rest? Does anyone get any spells back?
No.
All
I
right.
get my magic missile.
Well, actually, yes. I have first level. I have first and second level spells back,
Well, there you go.
but that's not.
That's not the good stuff, man.
Hey, there's some cures in there.
Yeah, that's about it. I'd like to have my cure serious wounds back. Personally, I prefer sticks to snakes, but I think we need cure serious at this point.
Happy magic
All right.
users, happy party.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but you know. And last 10 minutes. What do we see? Okay. I got to talk to the people at DD Dice. I didn't like those at all. You guys get another hour's worth of rest. So Party at Ground Zero asks, they haven't alerted the hill fort yet. Actually, they have. They took the upper hill fort by storm. But since then have been stealthing their way around. Alarms have gone off. They're not being looked for, if that's what you're curious about. And they do tend to leave a trail of dead bodies wherever they go. So it's not like their presence is unknown, but we shall see. And as I said, you guys should be lucky that I didn't make the cheese Kazumaru. Which, if you're wondering what that is, it's about the worst.
Is it the
Gluten
cheese with
cheese, here we
the
are.
maggots in it?
Yes, that is the cheese with the maggots in it.
Yeah, that's super yummy.
Yeah.
Extra protein, man.
And I mean,
Crunchy.
I learned that from watching Cheese Chasers with Will Studd.
is that for real?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it was the show Cheese Chasers with Will Studd. He went around the world finding like interesting cheeses.
Did they make him eat it though?
Yes, he ate it all.
Okay. There you
Loved
go.
Showed the
So-
process.
It's got the standard formula then. Yeah. We're gonna find the best flavored cheese, and then we're gonna find this really disgusting stuff. Fun experiences for all.
There are some really nasty cheeses. And I love cheese, even like semi nasty cheese. I love it, but there are some. Mm,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Who in the fourth hour would be on watch right now?
I'm sleeping.
right.
Okay.
So our total rest time was going to be what, 8 hours? That was enough for you guys to recover your spells.
I just need
Yeah.
6.
Right. So if Paul was on first watch, so Paul would have been hour 1, 2, 3. Was it a 6 hour? Because it's either Paul or it's me starting the watch right after him.
Does anyone need more than 6?
What about
I
Elminar, Tim?
want to say it's 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then it'd be me. It'd be Paul.
It would be
You
Paul,
only
correct.
need 8 if you're getting back 5th and 6th level spells.
And I only need 6.
Oh, okay. Then it's Doom.
Well,
right.
have you added the extra 15 minutes for every spell level?
No, I have like per spell level, and then you have to prep time on top of that. But I'm not counting that as like rest where we can't do anything.
Okay.
Okay, so generally after we rest, just asking for consistency purposes. So generally after we rest, you wake up and we spend some time while you prepare.
Basically, yeah. Like at that point, it's
That's
15
when you're
minutes per
praying.
spell.
That's when he's memorizing. Okay.
What's 13 times 15?
What? That's 150 and 45, 195.
Because or is it just per spell? Because is it 15 minutes per spell, or is it per? Because if that's the case, we're adding an extra 2 hours to our 6-hour rest of just spell preparation.
Well,
I
that would
think
have been
it's
3
per
hours and
spell
15
level.
minutes.
Right. If I recall. I may be wrong, though. It's been a while.
Seems like it should be Paul. I mean, we're going to need the time anyway, so.
Yeah, I agree. So from this point forward, so we don't have to get into this, is everybody in agreement that when we take a rest, it's an 8-hour rest, and at least at your current levels and spell capability capacity, we don't have to prepare after the rest. The rest includes the preparation. Is that good?
Fine by
Yes.
me.
So,
Does that make the DM happy? Am I able to prepare my spells accordingly?
Yes, that's fine. That's absolutely okay.
So we're just going to take 8-hour rests.
Okay. All right. So, Paul, you are on watch. Like a heartbeat every half an hour or so. You hear the faint hiss and can see just a few extra drops of condensation forming on the wall across from the mouth of this cave area that has to be the steam cavern filling up again. As you're keeping your eyes peeled, you think, okay, well, maybe some of the mist does come down this way because there's a sort of a vertical, sort of very non-distinct misty shape.
Is it taking humanoid form?
Why ever do you ask me that, Gonzalo?
I'm backing away as soon as I see it take any kind of unnatural, unsteam-like shape. I'm slowly backing away unless it moves more violently, and I'm gonna kick Doomsword, wake him up.
It forms sort of an indistinct humanoid shape that sort of comes together, and it is the form of a creature, you think possibly a female elf. The details of it resolve, and whatever this apparition is, you can clearly see the details now. Clad in rags, manacles on its wrists, looking to and fro, horrified, stops, like it's heard something, looks down the hall, further down the hall past where you guys are, not from whence you came. And then it looks at you, Gonzalo, because it saw you first, and it starts to move towards you. What are you going to do?
I am prepared for battle. I have my shield, my large shield and magic longsword ready, and I say, "Speak your name, spirit."
It does not respond. It just has its hands extended and is moving towards you.
I've kicked Doomsword by this.
Yes. You snap out of the fitful sleep that you're in, Durek, and yes, you see this apparition near to where Paul stands, his sword drawn, and he issues it a warning, but it does not react to him, and it is moving towards him.
I mean, as soon as it gets close enough to me and doesn't answer, it appears to be threatening. I'm going to swing at it.
Okay, Dooms, how about you? It is in melee range.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna scramble to my feet. Obviously, this is a formidable and evil creature.
Okay.
I'm gonna scramble to my feet, whatever's involved with that, making sure that my sword and shield are at the ready before I engage.
Okay. It doesn't seem to react against your protection from evil. But let's go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll start. Let's see. Tim Elminar is just snoozing. Why don't you go ahead and roll initiative? D6. I got a 3.
Find the 6 in DD dice.
Nice.
All right, party got a 4. It's moving towards you. Let's see some attacks, guys. $17. That is a hit. It is person sized.
All right. And that's +5. That +5. So.
Yeah, you divide this thing from shoulder to hip. It doesn't react in pain, but it becomes a little bit more dissolute. It's still moving towards you. Dooms, you can go ahead and attack.
Righty. I was just making sure I didn't have anything that was applicable to this situation.
That's fine.
Which I do not. Horrible.
All right, that you're just getting to your feet and kind of lashing out with your sword. Gonzalo, this thing sticks out an ephemeral hand, but you jerk back before it can touch you. There is a coldness to it as it approaches you. I'm guessing you're going to continue to slash at it.
I'm going to. Well, can I do any kind of enough of a fighting withdrawal to kick the cleric? Who's the cleric? I'm forgetting who's got the clerical ability.
Holder.
If my rest is interrupted, though, no 3rd or 4th level spells.
Yeah, and Holder's kind of towards the back,
okay.
The cheese casks and such. Not you'd actually have to turn.
Do I feel that my sword actually had an effect on this thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When you there was weight to what you cut. It wasn't just like waving it through the air.
Oof.
Well, we hadn't rolled initiative.
Oh,
yet.
Okay.
We're just getting declarations. So You're going to swing at it.
Yay.
I presume you're going to swing at it. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. And thank Kyle. Roll initiative for the party, please. D6.
Okie dokie. Let's see.
I got a 3.
Nope.
Party got a 1. Okay.
No always count on me, Bill.
It misses you completely. The fog apparition tried to hit you. It missed.
Do I get to roll again, or are we using my last roll?
No. But I'm just not getting any love for that great dad joke. So maybe I ought to make you take that. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll on it. Ishahay got it.
I'm sorry, I'm getting my ass kicked in a moment. I'm just trying to. Oops, I said ass. Sorry.
Hey,
No,
miss.
that's all right.
Nice one.
All right, so 12, that is 17. That will almost certainly hit. I do want to double check that. You are fighter 7. Yes.
Okay. Do I need to add my do I click on the bonus thing to the roll, or do I just do the roll?
Yeah, you can just do the roll and tell
Okay.
me what you're.
So that
The
plus
bonus
5.
thing is slick though. That's what I always do.
Okay, so you did 13 last time and
12 this time.
12 this time. It vanishes. It gets a very surprised look on its face and just dissolves.
Praise Fultus. Clearly, I had divine power on my side.
Indeed, you did. Well done, man.
And we didn't even have to wake up the spellcasters.
Okay, so that was at the end of the end of the 4th hour. And that is entirely the wrong die to be using. Although not necessarily. Some modules, like the Giants modules, G1, G2, and G3, have you using a D12 for random encounters.
I'm going to step away for just a second, and I'll be right back.
Sure thing. That was 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, and the 5th hour passes with a party not having had anything. You know what? I think I'm gonna speed this up. I'm gonna grab an online die roller. Well, I say an online die roller that I have access to here, and we're going to do that, and we're gonna do this.
DJ Dice is jealous that you're cheating on it.
It is. The 6th hour passes, no encounters. The 7th hour passes and no encounters. Apparently the goblins and whoever else is in here is not interested in coming to find you guys. And the 8th hour passes and no encounters. I am snake bit on D6s tonight. Hey, Wave of Mutilation, thank you very much. Gonzalo said ass. Thank you very, very much. I do appreciate the super. So you guys have passed the 8-hour mark with only the strange apparition coming to fight you. What's your next play, folks?
All right, so we finished resting. You guys got your spell back. Oh, that's good.
More or less, yeah.
Right.
Who needs healing the most? I know the wizard does, but who else?
Well, Don Drexel's still pretty screwed up, but it's evident that he can't. That he's an invalid. I mean, there's not much he can do,
fight.
right, Bill? Like he can't fight, defend.
Correct. He
spells.
he can't fight or cast spells. I will allow him to move silently and look ahead. Basically, move silently and hide in shadows are not horrifically strenuous things that could tear open bandages and catgut stitching on him or give him a nasty shock.
Right. But
I'm
I
back.
mean, he should probably be getting like as much rest as he like sending him out up front. If that's the case, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. This guy should be just like sitting around. And
Yeah.
how long is what are we talking, a week?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so we can't really do that, right?
Yeah, because we had the
We don't have
incident with
nobody to replace him.
yeah, because we had the
And-
incident with the stepping stones. We've lost our magic user basically in our thief. Yeah.
Yeah, and like from a meta perspective, he he could be sitting here for 6 months playing this game, waiting for a week to pass by. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So we've got to do something, and we don't have any resources with which to do what we would need to do. Right? There's no like what is it like a heal spell or something? We don't have any of that.
No.
Well, I can do the mapping that Grimsby was so proficient at. That's not going to be too complicated.
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe you'll come out of it in September, man.
That's when the character was created last year, September.
Oh, how about that?
There you go.
September 4th.
It'll be your birthday.
What's our predicament exactly?
The predicament is that Don Drexel's in a coma for a week, and he can't do anything without risking undoing any sort of gain that he gets. He's supposed to be basically in bed rest. Like if this weren't in a dungeon, this guy would be laying in a bed.
Did something happen while I stepped away briefly there?
No, this
No,
happened when I went unconscious.
Yeah, when you if you're not to -1 or to -1 or -2 in a single blow, you are unconscious and bleeding out. If you hit 0, my house rule is you're just unconscious. They can get a potion or a spell on you, or a nice strong draft of wine and get you back on your feet and into the fight again. But if you're knocked to -1 or -2, you start bleeding out, and assuming that they bandage you up and stabilize you, you're comatose for 1d6 turns, and you then can't do fighty stuff or spellcasty stuff for 7 days.
Right. So basically, we're in a position right now where you know, the natural inclination might be to continue, from the character's perspective, might be to continue exploring the remainder of the dungeon because it's the right thing to do. But from a player perspective, you know, we kind of have to leave.
Right. Well, the as I said, you know, listening at doors, moving silently, hiding in shadows, those are all things you can do. Just no fighting, no spell casting. You would probably even have to hand your pack off to someone. You are walking around.
Someone's gonna come here in a week. I mean, they're making cheese here, so someone's gonna come.
Well, indeed, and we have already made 4 ways into this location on 4 separate occasions, I believe. However, whatever Foltus wills is such as his will demands. And I feel that we need a full group to decisively strike at the evil.
Oh, I suppose we can try to set up, you know, they'll come and we can try to set up ambushes. Hopefully we don't get any more spectral elven females, but we seem to
my concern is that I'm not seeing a way out of us leaving
the room or this lair.
The entire complex.
I believe that we could retreat back to where those storage rooms were because they weren't being used. They had a fair bit of dust. At least we could find ones that weren't being used. We could hole up there, and it's going to be unpleasant, but I think we could get the better part of a week there. Because all we have to do is spike the door and shut up if anything comes by.
Indeed, that is the other option. If we can hole up in a reasonably efficient and safe manner while this man rests, then so be it. However, we will have to worry about food. We will have to worry about our equipment outside, our cart with the remainder of our belongings, our men-at-arms who we still do not even know live or die.
Getting back through the steam across that room again is...
That will be a challenge, indeed.
We can do it. I can create food and water if need be.
Right.
Well, I'm a hireling, so I go with what the party says.
Well, hey, you're a player now, so this is my point, right? He's gonna have to sit around for a long time in order for a week to pass.
Yeah.
Like for me to get a lay on hands back, sometimes that might take 3 sessions. You know what I mean? And that's for a 24-hour period.
So we've been here 4 times before. As a group.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets reinforced and all of that stuff, but the closest town is really the only place where we can get him situated, and you can get another.
Do we have to go back through that room to leave, or can we leave moving forward?
I think we have to go back through that room. I mean, we can travel on ahead, and I hate to abandon the place. I'm so sick of abandoning the place, but we have to talk about practicality, right?
Yeah, it sounds like you guys want to head back, so let's head back.
What do you think?
I think that's the prudent thing to do. I think if we've been here 4 times and we personally, if I'm being asked, we've been here 4 times and 4 times they've reinforced this place. Do we know what lies beyond here? Is this as far as we've made it before?
This is as far as we've gotten. Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
We're trying to defeat the slaver at the heart of all of this so they stop reinforcing.
Right.
Which is why if we hole up and rest in one of those closets, as an example, yes, we may forfeit our men-at-arms or whatever, but even if they restock the outside, it doesn't matter.
I think we're
Right,
as safe here. I think we're as safe here as we would be there.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to risk going back across the steam room. We've got cheese ostensibly here, so there's that.
Yeah.
And
Hell, if Wisconsinites can eat cheese curds.
yeah, I mean, and someone may show up to tend the cheese that we can pump for information.
Good luck. Every time I've tried to pump somebody for information in this place, it hasn't worked out.
Yeah. And I'm cool with that. But it's not just the men-at-arms. It's our loot sheet, right? Because our cart is out there as well with all of the stuff on it. And there's a considerable amount of stuff. The paladin cares not for such things. For wealth is beneath me. It is only devotion to my God. That is my
You're
concern.
underground. Wealth is above you right now.
Are you getting anything from? Is your God telling you? What is your God telling you about this situation? Anything?
Well, it is clear that we must march on. For evil lies ahead. We do not want reinforcements. Not again. Enough has happened to make it this far. Why would I invite more woe?
Do we have any magic items that the thief could use? Because, like, Don Rexel, like, he could still use a wand, right? He could still use whatever. So
I'd allow it. Yeah.
So in that sense, right, he has his chimes of opening, as an example. If he comes across a locked door, now they're going to open, like, every door in the hallway, but beggars can't be choosers. We've been pushed into this position. So, if we have a wand of magic missile we can give him, that'll at least alleviate some of the problem.
Do we have that?
Yeah,
I
I'm not even clear that he can use his stuff. You know, because he's got most of the magical devices that would be used. But I mean, would you let him like bust out a meteor swarm or something?
From the rings. He has the rings.
I have a ring of shooting stars. Yeah.
That is correct. You do have a ring of shooting stars,
And I
and
do
you're
have a wand of opening and a wand of magic detection. Neither of those are probably going to help in a combat situation.
Can he use the ring?
Should be able to.
the ring again. I'm flexing a little bit on this. Kevin posted the quote from what was it? What page? 82. You must wait a full week, incapable of any acts other than that necessary to move slowly to a place of rest and eat and sleep. You can't attack, defend, cast spells, use magical devices, carry burdens, run, study, research, or do anything else.
Okay, so then, yeah, never mind then.
Yeah.
I mean, my vote is we stay here.
I think we just park for a week and
Yeah.
hope wandering monsters don't come get us.
I mean, that's it. Have fun rolling 37 million d6s, Bill.
Yeah, 24 times 7.
Hey, I may have to put on that hat of the hat of 1-to-1 time for you guys to find out what happens between now and next week. But for now,
somebody's got to call Harmony on that one.
I know, right? Maybe have her in as guest DM to 1-to-1 you guys through how many hours in a week? 100 and what?
It's 24 times 7, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's the funny part. He may not have to roll all of those.
I can hit a point and I stop.
Yeah.
But anyway, what will happen to the party between now and next week, guys? Tune in and find out, because that is where we're going to pick this up. We are just about at the top of the hour. Unless my players have any further business that they wish to conduct before our audience. Paul or Gonzalo, I'm gonna do that to you, by the way. You're warned.
My what?
I'm going to slip and call you by your character name.
Oh, okay.
All right, Gonzalo. Any last things?
I don't have anything in game, but I would like to shout out great old ones. I play with him on Friday nights, and he runs a fun set of adventures. Old modules and stuff like that. He's a good DM.
Excellent. That's why I never see you guys around Gamma World audience.
That's right.
All right. Dooms, any in character, anything you want to accomplish before we wrap?
No, sir.
All right. Kevin, Don Drexel.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid tearing stitches and and groan and anybody pesters me, I'm gonna like. Argh!
All right. Tim, how about Elminar? Anything Elminar wishes to do?
I don't care.
Cauterizing all of Kevin's wounds with fireball is not an option.
I don't have fireball. I have lightning bolt, and I don't care how small this room is or how many times it bounces around. I'm not using it.
Well, see, the first shot kills, the second shock defibrillates, the third shock kills, the fourth shock defibrillates. And thank Kyle. Anything Holder or yourself doing before we wrap for the week?
No, I will check my salt at today's results, and I will save the healing for next time, I think.
Excellent. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much to everybody. Welcome to the Fracas, Gonzalo. I hope you like it here. And as for everyone else, I know you guys like it here, but if you're kind of on the fence, go ahead and click the like button anyway, because I will do more of the stuff that you guys like. But you know what? If you didn't like it, click the dislike button and say, you suck because of the following reasons. I'll read it. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I got my fingers crossed. I am thinking my co-host, Kyle Schuhant, will be here. And he's going to have something really cool for us to look at tomorrow night. He has been hard at work. He ain't been slacking. He ain't just been sitting around doing nothing. You guys know Kyle's got a mind like a steel trap, and watch that guy. So tune in tomorrow night to do just that. You will see Kevin and Doomsword and Tim on Friday night in our Gamble Roll game. But as for myself, I'm gonna go ahead and head out to the parking lot. You gentlemen in the green room, help yourself to the pistachio and Hennessy. And as for the rest of you lot, you better watch out on your way home for the dreaded owl bears. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.